Yo, bros. Hey, guys. From the person that gave you the orange screen of death for the Switch 2, I need to talk about something. I just recently posted a post that had to do with Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, for those uninitiated, I used to play the game. Heck, I used to own the game, and that's where this really comes into play. And I played a lot of it, even when online. But eventually, some things happened, and I just kind of stopped playing. Now, whether or not I can continue playing is a whole nother deal entirely. All you need to know right now, just for now, is that I've got the Nintendo Switch, the Switch LITE, and you guessed it, the Nintendo Switch 2. Guess which one I need Animal Crossing on? So, let's go through this step by step by step. I got the original Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo Switch game the day it came out. And I played it for the longest time. However, things changed years and years later, and it wasn't just because Animal Crossing New Horizons wasn't giving enough consistent updates, or that there wasn't enough in the game. I wasn't that person. My problem had to do with online. I'm not going to go into details about that, but just because of my online experience, I just quit Animal Crossing. There was another reason. It had to do with 50,000 bells per house, but that's about all I'm going to cover on that front. Let's just say I wanted to make the perfect town, and the perfect town costs as much as I'm not able to get in real life. It's too much. It's too much money. So, I still wanted to play Animal Crossing in a way, but I wasn't sure when this thing here would even come out. Nintendo had already confirmed that yes, there was going to be a Switch 2, but we had no idea when it was going to come out, let alone the price, let alone what games were going to be on this silly thing. All we had was that one tweet, and that's it. So, with all that aside, look at this. Look at this. Do you think this is supposed to be on it? This backing for Dragon Quest was not the original backing that was on this 9-year-old unit. This thing's falling apart. And I wanted to make sure that all my save data didn't just die on this thing, that I could move it to the Switch 2. But I wasn't sure how long I was going to wait for that. So guess who spent more money on another unit? This guy. This guy. There's really not much stuff on here, but this guy bought a Switch Lite. And I decided, well, I'm done messing around with people online. If I want to play Animal Crossing anytime I want, I'm going to play it on a system that doesn't have online. But here's the thing. Let's rewind a little bit. First off, this is my user page. I'm trying to see. Okay, here we go. This is my actual Wii to Play profile. I just recently switched to an Animal Crossing thing. We have the same thing on my Switch 2, which is probably a little bit easier to see actually, but is the same icon, while this is not. This is a completely different account that has absolutely nothing to do with either of these two things. One I bought 9 years ago, and one that's not even a year old yet. This is probably like a year old now. So, here's where things get complicated. Once again, roll it back a little bit. Why do I not have Animal Crossing New Horizons? By the way, no, I don't have Animal Crossing New Horizons. Not a physical version. And that is because, without naming names, I gave it to someone who needed it more at the time. The person saying that I would love to use this game to connect to other people and be able to just play with them through their Animal Crossing game with my own. So I gifted him my physical Animal Crossing game. He no longer has that game or that unit. So push that aside. I no longer own a physical game. I would have to purchase another physical copy with my money. But you know what I do have? If I open this up, there is no game card. This is a digital version of Animal Crossing New Horizons that just recently got updated to have Legos in it. So I can play this without the physical cartridge. Now here's the problem. If I want to play my original Animal Crossing on the Switch 2, I kind of have to have a way to play it. Physical or digital. And neither one is on here. There is a physical data for the Switch, but here's the confusing part. I took my original data for the Nintendo Switch and moved it to the Switch LITE. All that good data is in this one. All of it. This one, if I decide I'm going to rent a copy of Animal Crossing New Horizons from my library, has a different version of the save file that is not the same thing that I haven't even gotten out the tutorial on. You could probably check out those videos somewhere down below if I care to do it. So, let's try to simplify this. There is no Animal Crossing, physical or digital, on my Switch or my Switch 2. But this thing, with a completely different account? Yeah, that's the only digital version I have. And because it is not on the same accounts as these two recent systems, well, no, not recent, but whatever, the only way I could play a Switch 2 version of any Animal Crossing New Horizons, let alone the save file that is on this Switch LITE, is for me to either somehow rent out or borrow a physical copy from someone, and by someone I mean someone I can't say by name on this video, because that's way too personal, but trust me, it is not Plant Shy Guy, or I have to purchase another game! Another $60 game, which I've done twice now! Because if I don't, I can't play the Crossing game here. On the game that has Kirby frickin' Air Riders. I can't play Animal Crossing New Horizons on my Switch 2 without a physical cartridge, because the digital one is stuck on a device that has no connectivity to these things, other than me being able to let myself borrow the game or something, I don't know, game share, who cares? Which I guess is fine, but I still need a second copy just to transfer the saved data from this and put it on this. Oh. When I made that post about, I'm going to do Animal Crossing New Horizons tomorrow. Oops, never mind. Put an edit and say, I'm going to do Animal Crossing on Friday. I did that because I still need a second copy just to get on this stupid thing. I don't. This is crossing my wires, that's what it is. And I'm sure I'll come up with some really witty joke for the title at some point that kind of has something to do with crossing in the title. But I am just drained. I am absolutely drained. I never once thought that there was going to be any updates for Animal Crossing New Horizons to the Switch 2. I kind of just thought, that's it. There's nothing else for Animal Crossing New Horizons. And I was just going to be content with that. I would give my physical copy to someone who never appreciated it long enough. And now I'm stuck with the digital copy that is on a profile that is not related to these two units. It used to be related to this one, but I basically moved the entire profile and put it in here, and I don't even want to talk about that story. That was a pain and a half just to do. I am just so emotionally drained, and I just don't know how I'm going to go about doing this. All I know right now is that I need to borrow a physical copy, either from the library or this other friend, I'm not mentioning my name, use it with my Switch 2, and be able to use the freaking transfer tool, which, now that I look at it, I don't even have downloaded on my Switch LITE, so I guess I'm just gonna have to do that right now. I thought I was done with this. I thought I would never have to use the system transfer tool again. And then just to remember the fact that I spent money to put onto a system that has a completely different account, while struggling to even set up a profile for this account, where a digital copy of the game will always be stuck here and can never be moved to here or even here, makes me so upset. I am so upset right now. And I don't know what to do other than to transfer save file from this to this. I just don't know. I'm flabbergasted by just how much this just did not work out. So I need to use this, then use that, but I still won't have a way to play the game on this unless maybe I can share my game into that. It's confusing, it's not fun, and on a side note, I'm not happy that I bought a Switch LITE. I'm not happy that I have this thing that basically I barely ever touch anymore, because I have the Switch 2. Why would I play the Switch LITE when I have a Switch and a Switch 2? So, that's it for my video. We to play, enjoy your day. I won't, and I'm gonna scream into a pillow now. Take care out there, catch you later.